Deion Sanders' title hopes nixed as Analyst gives Colorado's realistic expectations for 2025 season. The golden era of Colorado football is over. Deion Sanders is throwing for the Cleveland Browns, Travis Hunter is shutting down receivers, and playing one for the Jacksonville Jaguars, and Deion Sanders is staring at his biggest test yet. Can Coach Prime build a title contender without his superstar son and the best player in college football? One analyst isn't buying the hype. Can Colorado contend for a title without Deion Sanders and Travis Hunter? The Colorado Buffaloes pulled off one of college football's biggest turnarounds in 2024-25. They finished 9-4 overall, transforming from a struggling 1-11 squad just 2 seasons prior into a team that sold out home games and made a run at the conference title. However, that story ended without a trophy after a bowl game loss. Now, with Sanders and Hunter in the NFL, it's officially a new era in Boulder. CFB analyst Spencer McLaughlin is pumping the brakes on any national championship expectations for the Buffaloes. "I don't know that I'm expecting Colorado to just jump up and contend for a national championship," McLaughlin said. "These things take time. You've got to crawl before you can walk. That crawl will look a lot like surviving a brutal schedule this fall. The Buffs don't have it easy in 2025-26. They face all 3 teams they tied with for first in the Big 12 in 2024-25, BYU, Iowa State, and Arizona State. This time, they'll have to do it without their Heisman winner and their All-American." Colorado's new-look offense features Liberty transfer Kaidon Salter at quarterback. However, all eyes will be on 5-star freshman Julian Lewis, who Sanders managed to flip from USC. If either one clicks early, Colorado might hang in the title picture. But that's a very big if. How is Deion Sanders building through the transfer portal? McLaughlin pointed to Sanders' unique approach to roster construction. "They're the best, most powerful example of a school that is trying to build its roster and its depth year in and year out through the portal." Sanders brought in over a dozen transfers again during this cycle, including Joseph Williams and Makari Vickers. However, questions remain about how long a portal-heavy approach can be sustainable. This strategy also creates another recruiting dilemma for Sanders. While most programs travel across the country to visit top recruits, Sanders is rewriting the recruiting playbook. He made 0 in-home or school visits this cycle despite having a $200,000 private plane travel budget. Instead, he's waiting to see who comes to him. The approach is bold, but it's worth noting that coaches like Nick Saban and Kirby Smart built dynasties through different methods. Still, Sanders has landed some major recruits. Beyond Lewis, he pulled London Merritt away from Ohio State. Yet McLaughlin remains skeptical about the timeline for championship contention. "To say there's a quick fix to getting to the highest level of college football, I don't think that exists," McLaughlin said. What does Colorado's 2025-26 roster look like? Colorado's roster does have some bright spots heading into the new season. DJ McKinney is set to lead the secondary, Amarian Miller is back from injury, and Draylon Miller showed flashes in 2024-25. But there are still holes to fill. The schedule presents major challenges. Colorado faces road games against Utah, Kansas State, and West Virginia, plus a crucial showdown with BYU in Boulder. With such a demanding slate, there's little room for error. For now, the Sanders approach is showing results. He's transformed Colorado from an afterthought into a legitimate contender. But McLaughlin believes the program needs to set realistic expectations. "Go to a Big 12 title game before you start thinking about that next step," McLaughlin advised. McLaughlin's message is clear. Take it one step at a time. If Sanders can build team chemistry and get his players to perform at their peak from day one, then a national championship run isn't completely out of the question. But first, Colorado needs to prove it can compete without its former stars. In the ever-evolving theater of college football, few figures have captivated fans, critics, and recruits alike like Deion Sanders. Coach Prime, as he's widely known, didn't just walk into Boulder, Colorado. He arrived with designer shades, a camera crew, and a mindset rooted in championships and transformation. The 2024 season was meant to be his big statement, a bold shout to the college football world that the Colorado Buffaloes were no longer underdogs but contenders. Instead, reality struck like a linebacker on a blindside hit. After a rocky 2024 campaign marred by inconsistent offensive line play, late-game collapses, and an avalanche of media hype that couldn't be matched by wins, Sanders' sky-high title talk has met a grounded, more sobering forecast for 2025. One prominent analyst, speaking on a national podcast this week, distilled the program's realistic expectations into one word: progress. Not championships. Not playoffs. Not even a Pac-12 title. Just progress. And maybe that's not such a bad thing. Hype versus hope. When Sanders took over Colorado in 2023, the program was a shell of its former self. Just one win the year prior, empty stadium seats, and dwindling national relevance. But within weeks, Deion turned the Buffaloes into a viral phenomenon. His swagger, authenticity, and celebrity-level charisma brought attention and talent to Boulder. 5-star transfers. Nil buzz. Sold-out games. Colorado wasn't just back, it was cool. But football games aren't won on TikTok or with motivational speeches. As 2024 wore on, the holes in the roster grew clearer. The offensive line couldn't protect star quarterback Shedeur Sanders, Deion's son, and the defense often cracked under pressure. They ended the season with a disappointing 5-7 record, missing out on bowl eligibility. Still, Sanders remained defiant in pressers. "We coming," he'd say. "Bet on it." He spoke of national titles, dominance, and building a legacy. Yet the analyst's recent take, that a bowl game is the ceiling, not the floor for Colorado in 2025, sent ripples through the fanbase. Some see it as a necessary recalibration. Others, a slight against Coach Prime's vision. A realistic rebuild. Behind the scenes, Colorado is undergoing a quiet transformation. Despite the media circus, Sanders and his staff have worked tirelessly to address roster gaps. This offseason, they've landed multiple offensive linemen from the transfer portal, a crucial step toward protecting Shedeur and giving the offense time to breathe. The defense is being reconstructed with raw talent and experienced veterans. The 2025 recruiting class, while not top 5, is solid and full of upside. Deion's not delusional, said one anonymous coach from a rival Pac-12 school. He sells the dream because that's how you win hearts. But he's smart. He knows this is going to take more time. The analyst's take isn't a dismissal. It's a diagnosis. Colorado fans should expect 6-6 or maybe 7-5 in 2025. A bowl game, sure, but not a conference crown. The team may surprise a top-ranked opponent, and it may blow a lead to a weaker one. That's the nature of rebuilding, even with a Sanders at the helm.